Hey, I just want to mention that while I was at a store yesterday, I noticed a total change in people and how they are acting towards other people. Uh, People have panicked enough to the point and listened to the news media so much that the humanity of people is changing. Um, the media is desensitizing people to each other, the way they treat each other. If you're scared, you're worried or something, keep in mind the person next to you, the person you're passing by, they may be more scared than you. So try to try to keep some kindness in you, some patience with everybody, because this is something new for people in this country. I mean, it's a small sample of what people in the hurricane areas, they see stuff similar to this, but when hurricanes coming or goes through, we all know outside that area, life is normal. We all know that normalcy is going to come back in a few weeks, and things will get back to normal. What we're looking at here is uncharted territory. We're looking at this virus is a small part of the ripple effect, and we're fixing to see a big one. Every generation is educated and taught to follow directions. Don't question, just follow directions. Do as you're told. In doing that, over time, people have gotten away from trusting their gut or thinking critically about something. Looking at something that's going on and give it some serious thought. What makes more sense? They take what they're told and run with it. That's how we got the toilet paper panic, I think. And a buddy of mine just told me a while ago, now people's on the bread aisle. Long term, don't be looking at bread. That bread's not going to hold you over. Nobody knows how long this is going to last, and we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. So there's already states that have mandatory quarantine going on. I'm not sure of all the states, so I wasn't even going to mention them because I don't want to get one of them wrong, but there's some dark days coming. Something else I've been noticing. Several weeks ago, my wife and my grandson got really, really sick. When she went to the doctor, she was running a fever. She had the symptoms of what they're calling COVID-19, and she tested negative for the flu. The flu tests are specific tests for specific strains. If they test you for one strain and you don't have that strain, you're going to show a negative. But you could have one of the other strains. When you show that negative, you're looking like a positive candidate for COVID-19. I ended up sick. I didn't get as bad as my wife. My grandson got really, really bad. My daughter had it. My granddaughter had it. I've heard several people have mentioned to me that back in November, they got really, really sick while running a fever. They were tested for the flu. Didn't have the flu, but had all of these symptoms that they're using now. I'm not saying that this coronavirus isn't real, and I'm not trying to downplay it, because everybody needs to be cautious, take precautions, but start asking questions. Some of this stuff, I mean, people have been sick and tested negative for the flu over and over and over. One doctor has made the comment already that the tests that they're given, the tests that they have, are fake. They're garbage. And this comes from a well-respected doctor. No reason to question him. But something that I thought about, and a lot of people's going to think it's just a wild, wild conspiracy. But I'm not saying this is what it is, but man, what a perfect time to do it. ID 2020 is a big thing for global identities and tracking people. It's a huge thing. If you don't know anything about ID 2020, look it up. You're going to be really surprised. But how many people have been negative for the flu and then having these swabs? In case you haven't seen how the test is done for the swab is long. The flu test is bad enough, but the swab for coronavirus goes a whole lot deeper than the flu test. What a perfect way to drop off RFID. I mean, that way people that say, yeah, I'm not taking, you're not giving that to me. Well, they got them scared to death now. They're freaking out, they're panicking. Even people that don't have symptoms, they're going in and getting checked. Perfect time. I mean, it is a perfect transfer. You don't know where those tests came from. You don't know where they're going. But, just a thought that passed that I always wondered how, if they were going to try to, chip everybody, how would they do it? There's a perfect way. And you can't cut it out. That's the other thing I thought about. Well, if they implanted it in their hand or their arm or something, you could always cut it out. That alone's a scary thought. But if you're going to the grocery store planning for a long-term quarantine, stop buying perishable food items. I saw everybody I passed yesterday in the store had chicken nuggets and anything along those lines that needed refrigeration. And it has a shelf life. If you have it in the freezer, yeah, it'll last a while, but once you open the bag, it starts going bad. How long would that last? It's not going to last long. Fruits are good, but fruits go bad. Bread's not going to last long. You're lucky you get a week out of a loaf of bread before it starts to mold. People need to start thinking about longer term than a few days, because like I said, we haven't even got to the start of this thing. We're seeing things that are coming, but not only are we going to get the beginning of it, the market looks like it's going to crash. I mean, the economy's fixing to come to a screeching halt, and all signs are pointing to that. Man, I hope I'm wrong, but it's not looking good. Virus or no virus, believe it, don't believe it. The virus at this point has no bearing on the economy. The fear has been created far enough with the people that it's running on its own now. So I think it's fixing to get really, really ugly for quite a while. The problem in America is we're not used to the government taking so much control, nearly all control. Acceptance of that is a hard sell for too many people. I don't know if they're ignoring it, or they're trying to act like it's not there, but it's there. It's real. The sooner people accept what's going on, the better. America's not used to this. This is all new. And, sooner or later we're going to see exactly what needs to be done. We're going to see actual effects happen. There's a guy named Derrick Barnes on Facebook. He has a Ministry of Truth. The amount of reading and research that I do pales in comparison to what he does. He's extremely knowledgeable. He's got a lot more facts. He stays on top of this all the time. I'm going to leave a link in the description to his Facebook page or his Ministry of Truth page. He's an extremely good source to go to. Listen to what he's got to say. You'll learn a lot from him. I can't express how important prayer is. And I'm a full believer in divine intervention. I've seen it. So nobody can tell me any different. But take care and be kind to people.